Well, let's bring back in Michael Jaafar for his opinion on this one. Tell us, has he wanted to represent himself, had trouble getting along with others, now he seems to have settled in. What's your gut tell you on this case? What should we be looking for as we watch starting next week?
This is very important. It's funny that we were talking about the Karen Reed case on the prior block, and here's why I bring that up here. He alleged a hoax and a cover-up that he was being framed by police. Attorneys, whenever their client tells them, every defense attorney can attest to this. Probably 90% of your clients, when they first talk to you in the first conversation, they either feel that the police were covering up the crime or that they were treated unfairly, at a very minimum. I don't recall, maybe 1 out of 100 people will tell you, hey, I was treated fairly, I did this, I need to take a plea. Most people will tell you there's a cover-up, there's a conspiracy. If you look at this person right here, and he went through 3 attorneys before he settled on the 4th, I have to assume, none of us were in the room, I have to assume that those attorneys, they butted heads because he told them, you need to go after the police, you need to go after this, and the attorneys told him, look, we got to be rational. I've got an obligation to protect you, and I'm not going to protect you by going in there saying that the police and the government and the whole world is against you. We've got this evidence we've got to contend with. We've got the hat. We've got the DNA evidence of Gehrman under, look, we've got your fingernails under, your DNA under his fingernails. We've got to contend with all that. We're not going to be able to say that the police took your DNA and put it under his fingernails to cover you up. I don't think that's what you want me to do. Well, that is what I want you to do. And so they would have fired they would have parted ways. And so what I'm looking for, to answer your question, Ted, what I'm looking for is the first thing that I'm looking for, the opening statement by his defense attorney, because that will tell us whether or not how they were able to see eye to eye. I think that his attorney would have told him, look, if I'm going to represent you, you're on attorney number 4. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison if you don't have an attorney. Let me go in there and fight this, but I'm not going to fight it by saying that you have been covered up, you have been framed. I'm just not going to do it. So that's what I'm looking for, Ted, because for me, I'm obsessed with this profession. I love to see the art form of defense attorneys coming up with arguments and defending their clients because they have very difficult jobs. And for me, I think this defense attorney with his stature would have convinced his client to be rational and to fight the evidence as it is and to create reasonable doubt and not say that he was framed. That's what I'm looking for. And I think that's what would have happened. I don't think an attorney worth his salt. Every attorney knows they can only bring up the frame cover-up thing once in their career, and they better be right or their career is over. It's not a thing that happens all the time. It happens in movies, but it doesn't happen in real life. It's very, very rare for you to see that happen, and it's very rare for that to even happen, right, let alone be proven. So that's what I'm looking for.